What's going on, everybody? Welcome to The Obsession. I'm Carl Bethke.
Mike Sadler.
Mike, we got a question from Bill today about older class bucks. Does an older class buck's core area shrink like you guys stated in a couple of your other podcasts? Well, it's the truth if we said it.
Yeah, if we already said it, yeah.
Yeah, of course it does.
It does.
I think he wants us to explain it a little bit more.
Well, I don't... That isn't something that, we came up with.
No.
It's something we've observed. I think that's been more something that, wildlife biologists have proven over the years that... And if you look at this, like we notice this a lot, like we see a lot of 2.5-year-olds between our two properties.
Yeah.
Chances of a 2.5-year-old staying on your property are usually not that great.
Even if you have big tracts of land.
Because they roam at that age. That's why if you can get one into your property that's that 4.5 age-ish class and up, and they're on your property, they're going to continue to be on your property because they do shrink their core area because it becomes more of a comfortable pattern that they've learned.
And that's the big thing
those years.
Right there is the word comfort. From what I've seen of most bigger deer, as they get older, the core area shrinks due to comfort and knowledge of the area. They feel safer there. They feel really safe there. And that's why they're there. That's why they stay tight. They stay in the area. Does will come in and out. The bucks know it, especially a big buck. He knows. I don't want to say they're lazy because they're not, but they're lazy.
They'll take
comfortable.
They'll take the path of least resistance. I mean,
they're smart about it. They know that the does come through such and such areas. And their bedding areas are not that far from it.
And if you look back, Carl, like one thing that we talked about a lot is like you can blow a doe off your property, they'll come back.
100%.
And they'll come back. They might come back that day.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't blow a big buck off your property and expect him to be back.
No.
Maybe ever. I mean, very honestly. Or at least on that part. Like he's like, no, I don't think so. Maybe I'm going to go check out this over here. They don't get big.
Yeah.
Because they're dumb. I mean, I know everybody thinks they're dumb. They're not dumb. But turn goes to as they age, the more they learn, the more they hone their skills.
I think they're easier. I'll be honest. I think that a mature buck, a big older buck, and I'm going to say that 6.5 years old or older range are easier to hunt than a 3.5 to a 5.5-year-old deer. And the reason I say that, this is just one example, and Mike knows this deer, but so my brother-in-law years back had a buck we called Double Fork on his property. When we first started getting pictures of him when he was 3.5 years old, we'd have pictures of him on the far north side of the property, which was over a mile away, and then all the way up to where his house was. And then the neighbors would talk about him being over there. Did you see that big Double Fork? Yeah. So this deer was roaming at 3.5 miles of area. Gets to be 5.5. We notice most of his pictures are in the middle of the property. So within a half mile closer to the house. By the time he was 9.5 years old when my other brother-in-law killed him, he was staying within the 40 acres of where the house was. That tells you how much they changed. The older they get, the more they compress or shrink their core areas.
Well, and when Carl says out there easier to hunt, don't blow a gasket. We're saying, you can. What he's saying is, and we've proven this. You watch some of our stuff. By them shrinking their area, they're there, and they're not roaming big distances like they do when they're young, which. Yes, they are easier to hunt because that buck is there. Yeah. He's not roaming hard. But now the key is getting him to be there at that age, first of all, and then not bumping it and effing it up.
Here's the other thing about an 8-9-year-old buck. If you screw it up once, he ain't coming back.
He's gone.
Yeah, he will not come back. You will see him next year.
And this goes to even here. I have 40 acres, which we talked about a lot.
Yeah,
I had the landlord here.
Yes.
It's one of the biggest bucks I've had on this property. A big double beam on one side, 160 class 8 without the other beam.
Right.
He was here for his last 3.5 years of his life.
Yep.
And I got on that deer a lot. I had pictures of him daily.
Mm-hmm.
Daily. And when I set my cameras to film, I had film of him, and he was here every day. The problem is getting close enough at the right time to be able to take him.
Yeah. Out of all those years, there's only a couple times you had a chance to even get a shot?
2 times. I didn't take the shots. Whatever.
They were longer.
They were longer shots. And he did die just outside of my property with a gun.
Yeah.
But if you watch, and if you see this on TV, I'm going to bring the TV thing into it, because you see a lot of these people that have huge tracts of land where they kill these great big bucks. Well, they kill these great big bucks because these great big bucks find that area and they stay there. And these people know it. They're not dumb that run these properties and hunt these deer. They know where these bucks are. They let them come in there and do their thing, and they just leave them because they're not going away. Right. And they just shrinks, and pretty soon now I can slip in and kill this deer. And they do it.
Yeah, year after year.
I mean, it'd be great to be able to do that, and you can. At some times. You just got to get them there and be smart enough to keep him there.
Yeah. You have to have really good neighbors, too. I will say that for sure. Mm-hmm. There's actually studies you can look at. Some of the whitetail experts, some of these whitetail biologists, that you can actually go online. Auburn University, some of the southern universities do nothing but studies on this stuff, and you can look it right up on YouTube if you want to kind of see the proof of it. Because these are radio collared deer, and they show the the movement throughout the entire rut. And it's pretty cool to see where they're down here on this. It's an aerial photo of miles and miles of property, and the buck sits spending his summer here, and then all of a sudden, boom, his fall range is over here.
Yep, every year,
and then it's pretty big when he's 3.5, and then he goes back for the next summer, and then he comes back over here again because they got it all color coded. And it's showing like 8 different bucks in their activity. All of a sudden, that area is in the same area, but now it's smaller, and vice versa, until he's like 6 years old when he gets killed. And here he's staying in a 40-acre space. Yeah.
See, that's why I got 40 acres, because I kept thinking
that's kind of like
that's going to happen here every
you're
year.
Always ahead of every year. Head of the game, baby.
Yeah, buddy. All right, and I'm going to win the lottery tonight.
Are you?
I guess. Yeah.
Perfect.
There it is.
Well, that means we get more hunting land someplace else.
You know it. I'll be buying this block.
I think that pretty much covers that question. But that's our thoughts on how a mature deer in the core area shrinking. It's proven and not by us. Yeah. You guys can look it up anywhere you want. Basically, YouTube, any of the big whitetail universities that have information will be able to show you guys that stuff. So check that out if you get a chance. We appreciate the question, Bill. Thanks for listening. If you guys get a chance, want to subscribe to the channel, hit the channel right down here on your right-hand side. Just hit the repurchase.
Check us out on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, and
iHeart,
and
RSS.com.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks for checking us out, everybody.